is changing so much than what it was 20 years ago personnel-wise. And as the NBA season is coming to a close and a lot of stars are talking about retiring, what better time than to look at how the NBA is changing? So if you're ready to talk about it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's your thumb, and let's go ahead and get into it. One of the biggest shockers, but not shockers, was in May of 2023, Carmelo Anthony officially announced his retirement through his Twitter and other social media accounts. As he was not on a team this season, but he had been on a veteran minimum contract for a few teams in the past few years, one most notably being the Lakers, as they got him and LeBron and Russell Westbrook on kind of a mega team that unfortunately didn't work out for anybody. But it was great to see if you're a diehard NBA fan, or at least a heavy casual one. But seeing that Carmelo Anthony is now leaving the NBA, it leaves only one person from that draft class still in the NBA, LeBron James, which is absolutely insane because with so many star level players that came out of that one draft class. But it really shows how much, you could say, the next generation of NBA players are starting to now be the forefront and the platform that the NBA showcases, not only in the US, but kind of all over the world. Especially now that LeBron James has said he's thinking about retirement, as they lost the Western Conference Finals against the Denver Nuggets this season. But him thinking about retirement and actually doing it might be a little different, but it's a legitimate conversation we have to be having as NBA fans, solely because once LeBron leaves the NBA, it's going to be looking a lot different. Now, obviously, Carmelo Anthony retiring is not on the same level as the literal face of the NBA stepping away from the game. And it's going to impact the NBA so much more than it would the NFL, for example, as Tom Brady announced his second retirement. Because the NFL doesn't really need a face. The NFL is a big enough face for it. But the NBA otherwise really needs that face. And as they're going through their Ja Morant issues right now, they're kind of struggling because he was, pushed into the spotlight to be that face of the league, and now they're kind of working around trying to find other people. LeBron James, even though he wants to wait around and play with Bronny, as Bronny has 1 year left before he can enter into the NBA, which he'll be spending at USC next year, that 1 year is a lot on a body that's been going through multiple injuries, as he had the foot problem and the back problem and several more other issues, including his ankle. But why waste another year when you're not even going to be possibly competing on a championship caliber team? Which makes sense. I mean, your body, you're old, as we all know. LeBron James like 38, 37, something like that. Like, why waste another year when you could possibly just pull in a Udonis Haslem next season and rest yourself and be prepared? And the issue is because the NBA can't afford that. They can't afford LeBron James not to just play a season, because that's the backbone of their league. Will they be able to do it? Yeah, and sustain it? Probably not. As you can probably look around that the only people actually paying attention to the NBA Finals this year are hardcore NBA fans that care. The casuals are not tapped in, which you can't blame them because they have no megastar. Yes, Nikola Jokic is a two-time MVP, but if you go outside and walk down the street and ask who Nikola Jokic is, no one's gonna know, which is fine because that's not what he wants, as he's not on social media, as this man only plays basketball, which, what's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. But it's really gonna hinder the NBA. And this is not only seen when you talk about the NBA in America or just the NBA as a league, but when you even look at the US Olympic team, as they have announced some of the people who are committed to playing in the 2023 FIBA World Cup Championship, which you have Austin Reeves and Bobby Portis being two of the 5 biggest names announced, which is, not ideal for the NBA because if you look back in past years, you had LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Kobe Bryant all playing on those U.S. teams, which now the stars really aren't tapping in. And yes, in addition to Reeves and Portis, you have Anthony Edwards and Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, and Mikal Bridges also committing to play for the U.S. Olympic team. But it's not the big notable stars you know, and that's just another showing of how much the NBA is really changing from what it was a few years ago with, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and all those massive names being on the front of the league. And as the NBA right now is still kind of searching for who is going to be the face of their league, I think they really should take this time with the U.S. Olympic kind of sort of team to see who can like step up and be the face. Anthony Edwards, amazing man on social media. That man is always on Instagram stories having a ball. But if he's going to be the person y'all are going to try to interject in front of us, you got to do something about it. I'm not saying you got to get that man out of Minnesota, but you gotta put some firepower behind Minnesota. Find a way how to get them on more nationally televised games. Again, we all know it was 100% Ja Morant that they were gonna make the face of this league, as Memphis went from having like 1 or 2 nationally televised games to almost having one every single week. And now that situation is whatever that situation is gonna be when they decide to announce it, you're gonna have to either stick to the Ja Morant plan or start moving toward Anthony Edwards, because something's got to change. And I don't think the NBA can kind of exist without it, because the NBA makes its money solely off the casual fan. Well, now that you know how I feel about the NBA changing, let me know down in the comments below how you feel and who do you think should be the next face of this league. As well as check out this playlist right here where I talk about all things NBA, from contracts to coaches and all that above. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video, which are on Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because it's still your thumb. And remember, don't be afraid to join the convo.